Hey, this is Morty back with another video. This time we're going to talk about some Katta Citizen faction farm spots. I am in Seru and I wanted to go over with one spot here. It's just a two spawn, so it's kind of like a dad camp. And these guys are on Seru Citizen faction. So if you did some faction farm like I showed in a previous video, and your faction's high enough, you can come in here and sit comfortably and farm these guys. They're only there's two spawns, 8 minutes apart. Um, this one is always a functionary. That one's usually a questioner. I think sometimes it spawns dark blue, but light blue. It's definitely not an EXP camp. Um, so it's not super fast, but it's 10 faction every 8 minutes. If you want to lightly work on your Katta Citizen faction, there's another spot that I recommend for Feign Death classes only. You do have to still be factioned to be able to do it, and it's kind of a little bit harder to get in there. You're going to start around this corner here, and then you got to get in past these C and Biz mobs here, the Caravan Master and the Signori. What I do is I just harm shield right here and then run in past and try to get enough space in here to get by them. This guy's not on the faction either, so you want to get enough space so you'll be able to get your Feign Death off. And if everything goes to hell, you can just drop down in the pit here and try to get your Feign Death off. This guy might be still casting on me. Oh, he's buffing. So I didn't see that there was one of these Praetores up in the very back. So it kind of, that's one of the issues with camping in there, is that you will sometimes find a random 60 spawn that's on the spawn cycles here that kind of mess up the camp. So like this guy right here, you'll be able to avoid him by just killing on the top ramp up there. It looks like the best place to farm if I ran in would have been to this other side over here, and then I could drop down and kill this guy initially and CC and or kill these citizens that are around here. The citizens are 5 factions for Katta each. So when I was in here farming before, that level 60 wasn't up there, and I was able to run all the way over to, like, I guess you would say like 3 o'clock if you're looking at a clock face, and 6 o'clock. So 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock, depending on which way you're facing, and was probably killing, I don't know, 6 mobs ish every 8 minutes to work on my faction. So like I said, if you run into problems, you can always drop down here, get a Feign Death off. If it fails, I usually keep my Levant open or up, so if I stand up and these guys aggro, then I'm like, oh crap, I should probably just use it and get out. So you could also have somebody do that, drop down, and potentially um, pull out to a safer spot if you're duoing, but um, I usually do most of my faction stuff solo. So just wanted to show you those two places to camp some faction. It didn't work out the greatest for me to give a demo, but I have done it successfully before. So that's it for camping the Katta Citizen camps. There's a couple other mobs that you can probably get in there solo. It just depends on what you're willing to do and how you're willing to kill and how bored you're willing to be to get your faction up. But what I usually do is get my 1 AA per day and then head over there to try to get some faction up, and we'll see where I'm at today with my citizen faction. So I like to bind in Twilight because there's a lot of options for me for farms close to here, and because I'm a sucker class that I can use like Levant to get around, I can get back to Nexus in like under a minute from this bind spot. So like I said, it was just doing some faction today. I want to see like where I'm at. I can't remember if this guy's on the Katta Citizens faction, but I know the people at the docks are, so I'm gonna check them real quick. This person, the Herald, is there. So I finally made Dubious. Now I should be able to run around in there with no issues. So that makes my day. I guess I'll have to check. So I've been working on a couple other factions in here so I can do some trade-ins for quests. Working on my like earring quest. I have like 2 of the 4 reports for it. I think everybody should be working on their earring quest. It's such a great earring. It's the final version of the earring of veracity. I'm only on the 3rd stage, I think, but it gives you like clicky acumen, so it's a good earring. One of the things you have to be aware of is that this NPC here, she doesn't see invis, but she'll wreck you if you get caught. And then there's a couple other people that's on the same faction with her in towards the quest turn-in. There's like a wizard in here that's on the same faction. It's not the Katta Citizen faction. I can't remember what the name of the faction is, but these wizards are all on the same faction. And this guy's quest turn-in for, I think, like maybe vampire blood or something like that. And then there's another guy in here that's a quest turn-in for I can't remember what faction this guy is. It might be for like a Haven Defenders faction or something like that. But These are all good faction quests to get your factions up so you can run around without any issues. So, I don't know. I'm just a big faction guy. I like to be able to walk around in cities and not worry about it too much. Um, you kind of don't have a choice in Luckland for you either go Seru or Katta. You can't really do both um, because of how the factions work. So I just decided that I want to get my Katta faction up just for this earring. And I guess I should check in this building. There's a lot of citizens, I think, that are in here. So I think this one hated me before. See if there's any other. Okay. Yay. Well, I guess that's it for the video today. Um, like I said, just wanted to go over faction a little bit. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. I have some plans. I just need some extra time to be able to show some harder solo content. I've been practicing soloing summoning mobs. But I guess that's it for today. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Peace.